Yeah.
It's a working tank. I mean, I'm constantly fragging out of here too. You said that was originally from SeaWorld, right?
Yeah, that's the original one.
I've been using these lights for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years or more.
Wow, that thing is working good. Whoever Justin knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. We're still at Jason's Fox house. We're here with his kids. If you guys remember an episode, Jake Adams was here 7 years ago. Arabella was here. Arabella, how old are you now?
13.
Oh my gosh, she's fully grown. And Andrew, how old are you now?
7.
7? What's your favorite coral?
Acropora.
Acropora? What about you, Arabella?
Probably mushrooms.
Mushrooms? Well, we're gonna see a bunch of mushrooms, a bunch of acroporas on this new episode, so stay tuned. Let's go find Jason. Let's go get some corals. Come on, let's go. Here we go. Yeehaw! All right, so here we are. Here's the 500-gallon tank, buddy. We show everyone on the first episode, on the first time, in the last video. We saw your 700-gallon tank with the 2 raiseways. The next system is just this 500-gallon tank with no raiseways attached to it, right?
Correct.
All right, and how long has this tank been running?
Since October of 2017.
October 2017.
Yep.
Let's just start with the corals, man, because obviously you got a lot of corals growing here. That burner's on the left side. Is that the birds of paradise?
Yeah, it's a little overgrown.
A little bit? I mean,
Yeah.
if you have to count how many branches is on that thing, I think there's got to be about 3,000 of them.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
One cool thing, Jason, that I love about your systems is you don't mind about corals encrusting everywhere, which it can be a pain. You let them encrust into the glass, you can see right here.
Yeah.
They go into the floor. They go from rock to rock. I mean, they make the reef sturdy, obviously, that's for sure.
Definitely, and you can only let them go so far. There's a time that you have to start chipping them back and fragging them off and breaking them away from each other and making frags. I mean, you just can't let them keep growing and growing. And, you know, there's a sense of there's too much coral in a tank, too.
Yeah.
Especially with some encrusting stuff where it starts encrusting together.
Yeah.
An example of it's in the back middle of the 500 here, where that old Tyree undata is going over the pink branching side fast tree. You know, that undata is starting to take over more, than you want it to. Going across anything that can take out the grafted cap is like, you know, a warrior, man.
You got some serious coral warfare. This thing is, you don't see a lot of live rock. You see a little bit here, a little bit on the bottom, couple spots there. For the most part, it's just a canvas of corals in here.
Yeah, it's all open up through the middle of it, so flow can go through it. I've got the Pantaray ECM 42s.
So since you talk about that, that's what you're using for flow?
In this tank, what I'm using for flow, I don't have any of the big ECM 63s because in an 8-foot tank, they're too big.
Too big.
Too much flow, you can't do it. So I don't even have these on pulse mode. I just have the flow going in different directions across the tank where it kind of meets in the middle and makes the flow churn.
And the corals seem to be happy.
And you can see how the torches are all flowing. You know, the acros are all happy.
Yeah. And another thing I'm noticing, Jason, you have some, what kind of bubble tips are these?
The Screaming Demon bubble tip.
Something worth mentioning. One on the floor, one on the rock, 2 over there, 2 here, 1 up there.
We're constantly getting them out of there too.
So I was going there. Are you having issues with them stinging corals and just moving a little too much? Obviously, I was
Sure, absolutely. You know,
Do you regret putting them in the actual display?
Yeah, I don't. You know, in a bigger display like this, I don't think that they're probably the best idea. I mean, unless you don't mind them moving around and stinging your corals sometimes. If your corals are just growing so fast, like the undata,
yeah,
it doesn't
it actually
even
helps
matter. Who cares? Exactly, it helps it. But in a smaller tank, they're easier to control. But in here, they'll get into different areas of the rocks, and it's harder to take the rockwork apart. I do have the rockwork built in a certain way, like this whole rock in the front, middle of the tank. You can just lift that out.
So Jason, let's talk about your fish since we're talking. I see a blonde nasal there. I see a good old yellow tang.
Yep.
Purple tang. A crazy hybrid tricolor black, yellow, and white tang in there.
Yep. I love these crazy hybrid tangs, and I have one, and all the displays have one.
Okay.
Every main display has a different one. This one I like. This one's a nice one. Look at the face on that thing.
It's the nicest one.
Insane.
Jason, please, when people post comments about your tank, they're going to be asking a lot of questions. Hop in there, answer some questions, engage with the audience. You know,
Yeah.
Say hello to everyone. So don't be shy, guys. Post some comments below. So you got your little torch island here. One silly coral that you're growing that it kind of like is cool to me.
Yeah.
Is this neon green Pusillipora.
I know, right? It's
Dude,
been
I
around.
have
It's
it
like
too. It's neon. It's neon.
I've had it for so many years, and it's actually, this one's kind of it's a real thick variety, and it grows fast, but not as fast as you would think for some
It doesn't
reason.
spin around. It's a little different
It's
sticker,
not-
right?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's thicker, and it's not a popping up all over the tank. And then my limelight hydrophora,
That
came
thing
from,
grows like weeds, but it's so beautiful. I
so
love it.
awesome. That came from one of my Indo trips. That thing is amazing.
So talking about Indo trips, it's been what, 4 or 5 years since you haven't gone to Indo?
Believe it or not, it's been 7 years, I think.
So rumor has it by the time people see this video, you might be in Indo at the same time that we launch this video, right?
Probably.
So how long you going for?
2 weeks.
Are you gonna be cherry picking some nice pieces?
I'm gonna be cherry picking some nice pieces, going on some cool remote dives.
Cool, man. Don't forget
Gonna
about
be
your
awesome.
friends, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. Huh?
There you go. I gotta
Gonna be-
put my name in line, guys. I gotta be first.
Good
Jason has
to
been
see.
collecting corals for a long time. He's been to Indonesia 3 or 4 times in the past.
More than that.
Yeah, he's a hardcore diver. Again, guys, he's got a really good eye for corals. So me and him, we go back and forth as far as like cherry picking pieces, and we believe we have an eye for this. And I trust him that he's gonna go over there and find something that we haven't seen before.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I don't know what the piece that is, but I'm looking forward to see it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
So let's talk about your lights a little bit real quick. So for some reason, Jason, years ago, about 3 or 4 years, you decide to go to these simple lights.
Yep.
You're like me. You're not good with technology. You say, you know, I need something I can turn on and off, put on a timer. I don't want to get a headache. I want the feeling. I want the technology of an LED, but I want the simplicity of a metal highlight and a T5. Correct?
Right.
So, but what's funny is you got this lights built with barely any white. So they're basically 90% blue.
Correct. There's 2 colors of blue, and there's some UV in there, and you tell me. Look at the corals speak for themselves.
Hey, I'm with you. They're happy, right? So
Yeah. Look at the.
they're super happy. So
Yep.
that goes to say, I think the whole industry is over lighting corals. I've been trying to say that in my last year and a half or 2 that I've been going to so many people's homes. I think the technology of LED lighting has got so strong that they're underestimating it. It's kind of like protein skimmers. They skim so much that people over skimming.
overdo it.
Flow, you can give too much flow to a tank.
Sure.
Like everything you can overdo nowadays.
You can overdo everything.
Which
Oh.
20 years ago, what were they telling us? Well, let's say
couldn't-
25 years ago. They were like,
Yeah, you couldn't-
as much light as possible, as much flow as possible,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like crank it, like skim as much as possible. If you do that, you're gonna have a pale canvas of dead corals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, remember those old skimmers? They used all that electricity running, roll.
That's how I met
pump
you.
Screaming.
That's
Yeah,
how I met
through
you. You
that
were arguing to me
eBay
that was the
deal.
best protein
Yeah.
skimmer.
Yep. And then
It
we
was
went
so
up
back
to these
then.
German ones, and then we went to this, the reef octopus.
Yeah.
Man. These things will over skim your tank.
Reef
That's why when
will
you were
overskim your
just
tank.
adjusting my skimmer over on that system, I'm starting to think if maybe it's going to get it too clean. If those
Let
corals
me
start
just play with it, but
no,
you can
I
always
will.
unplug
But
it.
if I'm going to watch it, if
But you can
I'll
unplug
turn
it.
it back down. Yeah, this
Look at
one
this
definitely
thing.
needs it.
Yeah.
This one,
I did it.
these haven't been adjusted for ever.
Look at the. That's
Yeah.
when you told me that yesterday. I'm like, this produced more in the last 3 hours than it did
Yeah.
since yesterday.
Yep.
But anyhow, so Jason, let's look at your filtration a little bit on this tank. This is what, 120, 110 gallons?
120 gallon or 10 gallons.
So this is your sump.
Yeah.
Protein skimmer, Reef Octopus cone,
Oh, reef octopus. yeah.
XP 3000 external, I think it is.
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Um,
That's it. This is it.
calcium
I got a,
reactor,
rank
geo-reactor.
geocalcium reactor.
And you dose cold water on the system at night? Okay.
All the systems get Kalkwasser.
All right.
And it's got the same simple automatic top off of the 700, where it's just one of these vacuum switches
All right.
that runs the little maxi drive pump from a sump that can't overflood it. If something sticks or something happens, there's not enough water in the top off to put enough fresh water, Kalkwasser in
Well, it can be
here.
detrimental.
That's going to do any harm to the system.
It won't hurt anything.
It won't hurt anything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, this is the 500-gallon tank. It doesn't have anything attached to it, but you have another system right next to this one with 2 frag tanks. Let's go check them out. Again, let's start from the very top on this system. Same lights.
Same
They're
lights
easy
again.
for you to work.
Same lights on
Right.
a regular old timer.
Okay.
Panther ray pumps for flow. This raceway is a little bit different. It's a little deeper.
Okay.
So I've got 3 of these in the end here, and they're all blowing the same direction over here, over across the corals.
And coral-wise, what I see a lot of is different type of star polyps here.
Yeah,
I-
I started growing some star polyps.
Why not?
Why not? They're popular. A lot of these people that get into it with nano tanks,
They've always gotta start somewhere, right?
They're nice. They flow. You got to start somewhere. They're nice. There's some bright ones. bright colors, and it grows easy.
Cool. So I'm gonna do a little breakdown on what you have here. So we got some old school frog spawns here. Good old WWC yellow tips.
Yellow tips.
So one thing I noticed, Jason, you keep on everything that you keep in mix. You're not really dedicating a specific system for a specific needs. I noticed.
No, because you know, for me it gets more complicated. You try to make a nutrient-free system for just acros, and then you have to fight the stuff getting too pale, not enough nutrients, not the rich colors. You start feeding more and trying to have an LPS tank where you feed more, and then all of a sudden you got algae problems, and it just, for me, it works where you just keep a nice.
Makes sense. All right, cool. Let's check out the other raceway, buddy.
Same water, same system, but you can see this has got more
SPS.
More SPS. I've got acros, and I've got some LPS and stuff around the far sides on racks. So it's a lot of nice mix of corals in here.
I see you got some rainbow monkeys here. That's a cool Fabia. What do you call it?
That one is the lava dome Fabia.
Lava dome Fabia?
Yeah.
Looks super cool. And then these galaxy corals, I love them, man.
Yeah, the Galaxias are cool.
and they're
Got
good
an
growers.
orange one. They're good growers.
And let's look at your filtration real quick. So this is the same skimmer that you have in the 700-gallon system,
Yeah.
which we saw on the first episode, right?
Yep. Another Reef Octopus skimmer. Yep.
And just like the other system, Calc wasn't for top off.
Calc
and a
washer for
georeactor.
top off, Geo's reactor. Yep.
And let's check out the final raceway, Jason. So I'm assuming, I see you guys are taking pictures right now.
Yep. Right now we've got more white light turned on. May takes all the pictures for the website.
I would say 95% of your corals, if no more like 98% of your corals are 100% aquaculture for a long time. It's rare that you get a wild piece here and there. That's what I'm calling 98, 99%.
I'd say right now it's at least 99%.
That's what I'm saying. So congratulations to you. It's something it's not easy to do, you know.
Yep.
Again, dude, so we got more to cover. Thanks for having us over in this episode. If you guys are watching at home, don't forget to subscribe. Post some comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Let's go see some more tanks, Jason. Come on. This is the gem.
Yep.
A 900-gallon tank. I mean, where to start? Look at the size of this leather down here, Jason. I mean, you're fish, buddy. I can't help it but to see you got a hybrid Achilles, and then you got a really small Achilles, and they get along very well.